Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing good. The football season's right on top of us. You don't realize with the shortened preseason, with everything that they're doing in order to accommodate a 17th game on the schedule and an 18-week NFL schedule, that it's right on top of us. The Hall of Fame game's happening, well, just finishing up as I speak, and I don't watch the Steelers anyway, and I don't really care. I grew up in Canton, Ohio, so I know all about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but that game never quite does it for me. At any rate, I'm here to tell you what's going on for the live coverage of the Browns halftime and post-game shows, because there are still a number of people who don't subscribe, and I want to urge you to subscribe because there are going to be halftime and post-game shows all season long. 2021 and crawling over into 2022. It's going to be, without a doubt, an important year for the Cleveland Browns. This will be the 18th year of doing these things and the podcast, the halftime and post-game shows, not to mention the regular week coverage of the Cleveland Browns. And it really intensifies for this channel. And I want to invite every one of you to be a part of those live halftime and post-game shows. They're amongst the most watched Moohead radio programs every single year, just because of the popularity of the Cleveland Browns. This season is a little bit different because in the past, if you wanted to get the preseason games, you had to do something like the NFL Pass, the Game Pass. It's a little bit different this year because the reduced number of games from 4 to 3. Really, when you stop and think about it, there's only going to be probably one significant preseason game where most of the players play, and everything else is going to be devised in practices. And most for the Browns and for a lot of teams, it's not going to be so much sharpening up young players as it is establishing the depth roster of this team as far as the depth chart is concerned, because nobody's sure who's going to fall where. I mean, we have some certainties, of course, at the quarterback and running back positions, the offensive line positions. But on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line still is not fluid except for the two defensive ends. The interior line, which is going to be rotating quite a bit during the course of the season, we don't really have depth charts or whatever non-ample depth chart information we're getting based on seniority from the organization. We won't see it really until it hits the field. But it's going to change everything, the fact that we have so few preseason games. And a lot of these players, in order to avoid injury, are going to try to avoid snaps. And I think Stefanski is not going to allow his best players to play a lot of snaps during the course of the preseason. But these games are still very important because we get our first look at a lot of the rookies that we drafted, and we also get a look at the real position battles that are going on between younger players and veterans. I still haven't heard complete word on Anthony Walker's situation, so linebacker is fluid right now, so keep an eye on the players who are fighting for linebacker positions, especially Mac Lewis. If he can, I guess from my perspective, these players, they're guys who were not that great last year, and we brought in a bunch of guys like Karamoa, but Karamoa has been put back because of COVID. So we'll see. We'll see how it all falls as far as the linebackers are concerned. The season itself, the preseason, it's interesting because we got 3 games. And like I said, these are not going to be done on Game Pass. If you have NFL Network, 2 of these games are going to be seen on NFL Network. And that's going to be the game coming up on Saturday, the 14th at 7 p.m. That's an NFL Network game. And then on August the 22nd, that game, which is a Sunday, is also going to be shown at 1 o'clock p.m. on the NFL Network. And then the final preseason game, which of course is just, you're not going to be seeing Baker Mayfield or any of the guys, August 29th at 8 o'clock, interestingly, is a nationally televised game on NBC. We're going to be around for all of them, folks, to be doing live halftime and post-game shows. to me, it's my joy to do these things, predominantly because we have the Indians and the Cavaliers who are really uneventful. And going down the crapper or the Indians and the Cavs already have. But this is such a season of hope. We're introducing the characters. Of course, you all know the Black Cow of Death. And he's hanging around watching the Pittsburgh game just to see if he can get a Steeler injured. But there's the White Marshmallow of Hope, the WMOH. And the White Marshmallow of Hope is big, strong, inflated, and ready to roll for this season. The Cleveland Browns, lots of high optimism on the part of the fans. And, it's not real hard to subscribe to this radio program at all. And, I'm customizing the channel right now to put this video up. And, I said, Mac Wilson, I don't know where in the hell Mac Lewis came from. Maybe Mac the Knife. Right here it's about 11:09 in the evening, and I really want to go to bed. But I want to do this because every year I say, I'm going to update and customize my channel on YouTube. And, we have the same 500 subscribers. I urge people to subscribe. The content is, we're the people who run away from the television as soon as the clock runs down. We get on the air. We do 12 minutes of halftime analysis, which is the first hot take. After the game, we have the full hot take, depending on the outcome of the game, of course. And that's right after the game ends. A lot of people like to watch it later so they can hear, all the post-game interviews and things of then press conferences, and all that kind of thing of the individual players and coaches. And then we come back Monday for a live Moohead radio show. Those programs are on every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Monday shows are the reflection shows where we have a lot more in-depth analysis of what happened during the course of the game or after the game and what we think differently compared to what we thought the day before. And then Fridays, which prepare us for the following Browns game on Sunday. So we're chock full of Browns stuff during the course of the season, and virtually to the absence of everything else, because this is our hope, Cleveland sports fans. Back when LeBron played, it was the Cavaliers, and now it's the Cleveland Browns. So, this is what you get. You'll get an opportunity to get hot takes, to get more considered takes, and the fact that they're all archived on YouTube. You can watch them anytime you want. It's completely free, has been for 18 years. I would never charge for anything. You hear that, Cleveland.com. What I have to say is fans' opinion. I think the people who watch the show know that the tone of the program is very much of a fan's perspective. It's not, an X's and O's kind of thing. I've been a lifelong Browns fan, and I ain't going to stop now. We have good opportunity to have a really good season. So I'm finishing up my channel customization, and I will be tweeting out the location of where you can subscribe, and I'll put it in the description of this as well, so that I hope our subscription numbers go up. If for no other reason, it makes it easier to find the program. If you subscribe to the program, it's not like a paid subscription or anything like that. It's just going to tell you when I'm on the air live, so you don't have to sit there and fiddle-faddle with Twitter to find out when I'm on the air. You'll get a big notice on your screen saying, the fat asshole's on the air, all right? So you can choose to either do something about it or ignore it. But I want to thank everybody for 18 years of support. And God only knows it's come a long way since the beginning, when we were actually streaming live games for the military guys overseas, to what it's become and the ease with which we broadcast these things now live compared to all the grief we had to go through trying to fumble around with things when broadband was new. All the way back in 2004, 2003, around that period of time. And thanks to everybody who have been long-term listeners. I hear, and viewers, I should say, my background's radio, so everything's a listener. I just want to say thanks to everybody who's made it a lot of fun, made a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances over the course of this period of time. And hopefully we'll have a lot of fun things to talk about during the course of the season. So thanks a lot, and you're on the right channel, and it's all going to begin on the 14th. So I will see you then, and join me every Monday and Friday. If you can't do it on game day because you're out at your favorite bar and you're imbibing your favorite beverage, I get that. I understand that. That's cool. Come and watch the program afterwards, because it's just as fun as it is, especially if afterwards, especially if we win. All right. Thanks, everybody. And let's hope for a good season, and let's get behind the white marshmallow of hope. Until Saturday and throughout the season, I'll be seeing ya. Hasta la vista, pasture heads.